Hello, hello, everyone. I am super excited to be here. Welcome this evening. I'm Rita Bacuzzi, also known as Mama Rita Money. And you are here with me tonight at Taboo Talk. And I am so super excited to have you here. You know, I want to take out the taboo of talking around money so that we get to all transition to our best transformations when we have open, authentic, and real discussions. And I am so super excited this evening. I have two amazing guests. We're going to go laser fast, but I think that when we laser fast learn, we can make more money. We have more time to make more money and really enjoy the wealth that we have in abundance in our lives. And it's not just about money, but I'll tell you, money gives you more choices. And, you know, I find people that have money feel more freely to speak and share their voice because they're more confident. And I'm really excited to share my first guest speaker. His name is Cosimo Intermite. I hope I pronounced it right. He will share because I'm going to say I'm an American Italiano, so I'm getting the lingo down sometimes. And I just like to have fun about the conversations, and Italians do things in amazing, fun ways. And I've never met a person more energetic and passionate and loving what he loves to do around learning and the retention of learning. You know, how many of us, we went to school to learn, but did we learn how to learn, how to study, how to unblock our blocks, whatever they may be, so that this way, when we break through those barriers, gosh, we surpass our wildest dreams. And I am so super excited to bring Cosimo. We have a special project and we'll let you know more about that. But right now I am going to bring him in. I'm not going to make you wait another minute. Cosimo.
Hello, how are you?
I am great.
Ciao.
How are you? Ciao. Piacere di averti qui. I'm so excited to have you here tonight.
It's nice to be here too.
It's perfect. You know, I'm going to say Cosimo has been a coach to me, and I love sharing amazing people with awesome energy and just bringing that to the world, because I know that you have huge, not just big, huge visions and dreams about how we get to help people and how you get to show up. And I want to be sure that everybody gets to know you and who you are and what you do. So we'll probably start right there about, you know, I told people a little teaser about learning how to learn and how to study. So tell me, what is it exactly that you do for people in the world that fits in your vision and your dream?
That's amazing. So you opened so many things. Okay, I will make this short. Okay, so the thing, we need to start understanding that no one taught us how to learn, just what to learn. And that's why we created some blocks in learning. So for example, they can be like, you feel anxious because you have so many pieces that you want to put together, but you don't know where to start with or what to start with. Or like procrastination, distractions. It can be like reading over and over something and don't like retain it. It can be like not understanding it. So there are so many blocks that we can have. And the thing is, many people think it's just the way they are, or they need to basically live with those blocks in their lives. But they don't know that they are like learning blocks. So they learned these blocks. And after you understand how their brain likes learning, they can unblock all of that. So what I do is I have them analyze themselves from the inside, understand what the blocks are, what their strengths are, strengths that maybe they never know they never knew they had. So it's like so much fun. And after they understand that, then I customize the method on their brain so they can actually achieve their goals. They feel more empowered, more confident. They feel so much that they can achieve something that was not possible for them before. It's like having a superpower. Yeah, superpower, right? You were saying the same thing. It's like having a superpower. Like last year, 2019, I read, last year was 2020, but I read in 2019, like 83 books, 44 in 12 days, and I'm also dyslexic. For me, this was not possible like years ago. Yeah. Now it's possible. And how many things I created by reading all of that? Oh, I can actually list them for you, but we don't have enough time right now. The thing is, it's a superpower. It's a superpower, and I want people to find that out.
And this is awesome for people who are overachievers. I mean, who really, besides myself, business people, I'm going to say one of the magics for me was mind mapping and really understanding it, because I had heard it before, but I had never learned it in the way that you taught it. So I got to unblock something and then learn something new. And then I was able to implement it in my own programs with much success. And I just find that fascinating. So business people, students, who else uses your services and really learning faster to grow?
Well, I have three main categories I work with. I have high school, college, so school system. Then I have small business owners and big companies in this case, and big corporations that they actually use my services. The thing is this, they increase so much the productivity that they have. And for example, you were mentioning mind maps. Oh my gosh, it's the best way to put human thoughts on a piece of paper and no one knows that they exist. Sometimes if they know it, they don't know how to use that. So I can tell you, I approached the mind maps many years ago before I was introduced to this course.
Yeah.
And honestly, the books that just tell you what to do and maybe how to draw a mind map, but I never had a big breakthrough how this mind map actually works for me and I can retain anything I want.
Yeah.
So when I took this course, it was 11 years ago. It's a really long time.
Wow.
So they told me, hey, Cosimo, your brain works this way. This is how your brain likes learning. This is the way how you need to draw the mind maps. The first time I draw it, you don't want to know. I mean, I felt wow. Almost I felt emotional because I really in that mind map, there were, let's say 150 pages of a book that I was studying in the moment. I was in college. And I said, wow, I don't need to go back anymore to read this book or to retain it or whatever. Everything is on my mind map and I can retain it. And in the moment, I felt so much confidence to do more other things. So yes.
I absolutely, I'm going to say mind maps for me. When I did the program that I was doing, it was something that I had in my head for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was this breakthrough and really a relief and a release of everything that, for as many lines are in a mind map as probably how many curls I have.
You told me that.
And I'm going to say, when I showed my children my mind map, they were like, oh my God, what's inside this? Your brain? They could see it. They're like, that's what's in your brain. And they, just because it was just always there. And so what it did was bring my vision to clarity and light, and then an easy way to follow it. And then what I got to do is create a tool so that other people can close the gaps on their learning so that they don't miss pieces, or they catch the pieces that they're missing. Right. So, what, I want to get to one of the fun pieces really quick because our time goes by so quickly.
Yes.
What are the pieces that people are most embarrassed to share or talk about that kind of block them getting to the blocks, maybe to unblock themselves?
That's a very good question. Okay. Sometimes people are embarrassed to see that they can't retain, or most of all, they can't understand. And do you know why? Because they were so much associated to mistakes in school that when they didn't know something, they felt either stupid or they were not able to do something or good at something.
Yeah.
So the thing is this: when they share with me, I don't understand. Sometimes people don't even know that they don't understand when they are reading, because they just focus on knowing things instead of understanding them. Yeah. Anyway, that's something that it's a huge topic that I don't want to open right now. But that was the most embarrassing thing that also I shared. Well, I'm dyslexic, and for all of my years in school, I felt teachers and sometimes people saying, you're stupid, you can't learn a language, you can't study, you can't do this thing, you just need to be with a tutor doing this, blah, blah, blah. So years ago when I was going to school, they didn't know how to deal with dyslexic. But I don't want to say this course is only for dyslexic. This course is for people that they want to learn how their brain likes learning and bring that genius out. because they can bring out their ideas and what they want to do, and they can put it on paper and they can put it in their life, creating their life like you did with your course and with your project. So one thing that I can say about stupidity or like not being able to or not be good at, they are just blocks, limits that someone else put on yourself, put on themselves, and they sometimes at some point started believing in them, and of course that limits then your actions and what you want to do in your life. So after you understand that it's just a method that you need to learn, it's just your brain needs to know how to do it. You have no reasons anymore to believe that, and you see how many things you can bring in your life. So it's
and
amazing.
that brings abundance, which is wealth, because you're getting to live.
Yes.
You're becoming free to live the life that you want, the way that you want. So one of the things, I know there's a couple of cool things that you do that I really love, or that you have accomplished. And one of them is learning English, because you're not a native American and English is not your native language. So I know you spoke only Italian. How long did it take for you? Remind me how long it took for you to transition from Italian to English.
I will tell you. So 3 years ago, I did not speak English, and I was really freaking out to say, yes, let's open an American location. So already you know that I'm dyslexic and everything. And in my brain, I had, oh no, I'm going there. I don't know anything about this language. I don't know how to make business. In 5 weeks, I have a course. 20 people are waiting for me. How can I hold the course? I don't know anything about the English. Well, in that point, my brain said, Cosimo, yes, you're dyslexic. Yes, you never learned English in years of school, but you have a method. You can trust that and you can learn it. And in 2 weeks, I learned 6,000 words plus the grammar rules.
Did you just say 2 weeks?
Yes.
2? Wow.
Yes. And in 5 weeks.
3, and I already thought that was amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, in 5 weeks, I was able to hold the course. So that was even amazing.
God,
you just need to imagine the people's eyes when I was holding the course, because they met me before. They were like, what did you do? We thought that someone else was holding the course, but you are standing there. Weeks ago, you couldn't spell even your name. Now you're talking to us. Well, okay. Anyway, it was so much fun. Yes.
Awesome. It's so exciting. And I know you have so many amazing courses. And do you have anything coming up now that you can share with the audience? Or maybe also, besides that, or in addition to that, I would like to say, maybe a tip you'd like to leave everybody with, and then maybe what you have for free, because I was like free for my or complimentary.
Yes. So okay, one really good tip. Everything since COVID switched online, and a lot of the times we lose focus online so much. I saw people that they are like 50% less productive. Someone else, if it's like more productive, but sometimes it's like confusing productivity with being busy. So the thing is, how to be more productive when you are online? How can you be more like engaged when you're online? Well, the thing is this: answer to the screen. Talk like you're in front of a person. That will raise your energy. Maybe you can stretch a little bit, just putting like your smiley face, stopping your screen, whatever, putting a mute. But in this case, like talk to the person that's on your screen. It seems dumb in the beginning, but it's natural for our brain to learn that way, switching from passive learners to an active learner. Mm-hmm. So that's one free tip that I can give it to you in a quick time. And as far as upcoming courses, we have something in May. Now, there are different dates, and Rita will share that with you. So for your community, Rita, I already promised you this course. It's Learning Blocks course. You basically learn about yourself. You like analyze yourself from the inside. You understand all the strengths that you have, blocks you might have. And then I will give you 2 unblock strategies that will give you 50% of your time back and 50% more of your results. The course, usually it's like $800, but I can give it to your community for free. If they want to come there, I can give you this link that will skip the payment and they can come there. You can share with them.
They can reach out to me. My email information's in there. And if you put Cosimo, Cosimo in it, I know to get you directly to him to get the links. And I'm happy to share that. Cosimo, well, you know that's my brother, my older brother's name that is near and dear to my heart. And, I'm just going to say you've been like a big brother, even though you're younger than me. I'm old enough. Mama Rita's old enough to be your mama, but We can always learn from one another, and you've taught me so many amazing skills and retention that I can apply in my life, including with number memorization. I'm going to say retention, and even facial recognition learning, so that this way I can connect and I can remember people's names. That one's a big one. And when I practice it, I'm like so proud of myself because I get to remember everybody's name in the room. And I know you do really fun exercises that are super engaging for all of these aspects. So I can't do anything better than help share about that. Up, by the way, on May Day, and I'm going to repeat this again, which is May 1st, we're going to have a Money Mastery Summit, and you get to learn more about what Cosimo's talking about tonight in this 15 minutes. I can't wait.
Guys, you need to come because it will be an amazing. So Rita did a very good job to put many speakers together to just really improve your life and get to another level. So I can't wait to be part of that.
Yay. Okay, Cosimo, thank you so much. I so appreciate your time and coming out today. And we're going to be on to our next speaker. So grazie tanto.
Grazie a te. Thank you, everyone.
So that means thank you very much. He is a treasure, isn't he not?
Yes.
All right. All right, Cosimo.
Thank you, Rita.
Thank you so much. All right. And we are going to get to be into our next guest. So another favorite topic that I love to discuss that most people, might be a taboo topic. How many of us want to discuss taxes and tax strategy? Well, I can tell you, I get super excited when I talk about this topic because the more I know, the more I get to keep in my pocket. And my next guest is a tax planning strategist. Oh my gosh. You guys, this is not your typical tax, what am I going to call it? The tax person that just does your numbers. This is somebody who plans with you. And when you plan around your taxes, you get to have really super big smiles. Because you know that you are keeping all the money that you deserve and you're never being ineffective or inefficient. I don't know, inefficient, my languaging around here, inefficient around the taxes, which means you get to keep more of the money that you deserve and not keep giving maybe your not so favorite Uncle Sam too much of your money. Can you imagine that we would be giving too much of our money? Well, when you don't know, you don't know. So I definitely have to bring in my amazing guest who's been doing this for years and works in wealth cornerstones. So I love the cornerstones of wealth and building wealth. So I am bringing in my dear guest and friend, Kristen Berman. Kristen, thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm so super excited.
Hey, Rita, it's so good to see you. And I very much enjoyed your last guest. He was terrific.
Right? It's so much fun. The energy, I'm going to say this May Day Summit is really the energy and culmination of the heart, the energy, the love, the passion that we all have around building wealth and all the aspects it encompasses it. And I'm so really, talk about wealth cornerstone. We have to deal with our money every day, and we get to, and I don't want to say have to, we get to, if we have, if we have money, then wow, we get to go to that next step and next level. And really tax planning, very specific, and tax strategies, I believe is a cornerstone that most people have missed. Mm-hmm. And so I believe that it's something that once we start to talk about it, more people get familiar, the easier it becomes. We can become more confident as we get familiar, just like anything else. And then I'm going to say, when we have beautiful, wonderful hearted people like yourself, the conversations can become easy and comfortable, and we grow in our confidence. And that's what I love about working with you. And, I want you to share a little bit more about you and what you do in the area of tax planning and tax strategies, so that our guests maybe they know something, maybe they don't, and get a little bit more familiar with that next level. I call that leveling up.
Absolutely. So yeah, thank you so much for having me and for putting this on and all the value you bring to everybody. So just wonderful what you're doing out there. Thank you, Rita. And so our firm, Wealth Cornerstones, you're right, we are a wealth planning firm, but our heavy emphasis has always been about educating people about money. And honestly, money is just energy, and energy that's meant to grow. It's meant to do good things. and it's meant to replicate. Actually,
Yes.
money is feminine energy. People may not realize, and so we take a very positive view of our money and helping people just understand how it really works. And really, we're what we consider to be as efficiency planners, teaching people where the inefficiencies may lie. It's oftentimes a lot more easy to identify your inefficiencies and make sure you're not losing money to these than it is to take an aggressive growth action, because growth oftentimes involves risk. So yeah, so what we found over time is probably one of the biggest areas that we can make a difference with our clients and helping them to be more efficient is tax efficiency. And no time has that become more important than it is now, because
Yes.
as we all know, we're just coming out of the pandemic, and there had to be a lot of spending, government spending, to take care of that, which only made a bad problem even worse, and it made it a much more timely issue. So it's just one of those things to educate yourself about, and then education is power.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see a comment from Swetha Sankaran in our audience, and she is saying, I just gave a lot of money to Uncle Sam. And I'm sure you and I see this all the time. People are giving so much of themselves and then wondering why they're not getting ahead. And
Yes.
so that's why I believe your topic of efficiency and effective planning around your taxes so that you can keep more puts more smiles on our
That's right.
faces.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And if there happens to be something that you learn that maybe you weren't aware of, because honestly, with COVID, there's been a lot of new tax laws enacted, and not even the government is quite sure how all of it, especially for business owners, it's not even all set yet. We can't even complete our taxes for 2020 until the government finalizes some decisions on, especially businesses. But like, my point is, if there ends up being something that you might have missed, it's not too late. It's quite simple to do an amendment, and you can go back 3 years. So
agreed. And I've done that process, because I've had a really good thing to do is if you're feeling like you've paid too much or something's just not right, I am going to encourage people to tap into their intuitions and have somebody. Yes, it might cost you a little bit to have somebody else, but when you have an effective and efficient tax planner and tax strategist, what ended up happening for me just for last year, having somebody reevaluate it, was I got $4,000 more. That belonged to me originally.
Exactly. Good for you.
Number. That's a big number. And it didn't cost me near that much to get that done. So, I was in the green by even more than I had even thought possible. And it was really all about that. I started questioning why were certain things certain ways. So just like when you go to a doctor, trust your gut around this and find somebody amazing like Kristen. You know what? I love Kristen. You and I are in so much alignment. I just have to tonight, because one of the gifts that you shared with me, I've read the book, The Power of Zero, but you shared with me, and I know it's on YouTube, so people can go to YouTube, The Power of Zero, and watch the documentary about it so that you can get a better understanding and pulse point. Now, you may not understand everything. And it's not, so like Cosimo, it's not about always understanding everything, but getting the gist or the overall, so that this way, when you work with somebody, you can ask more questions, a professional, you can become more effective and efficient. And I call that having vibrational familiarity. You've heard the vibrations of the words and the experience, and that actually builds confidence for you so that you know about how to move forward. Believe it or not, your brain leads you to the right questions. And again, you were saying feminine energy, especially women do finances typically better than men. And this is not to downplay men. It really is all about how we function as women and men, in the sense of the fact that women, like simple, really, it's always simple. Women ask for directions. Men typically do not. It is that simple, right? And so when we understand how we work and how we're wired, then we can actually make better connections. So what are, I think, the top challenges that you're seeing that come across for people? And I always like to go to, what's embarrassing? What's challenging? What's the hard stuff about it? I call that the taboo talk that they're doing in their head, or actually outwardly that you see with clients, the challenges that they get to overcome maybe?
Yeah, no, those are all really great questions. And I think probably one of the biggest issues is just seeking more information and asking a lot of questions. So let's just say that you're meeting with your tax advisor. And one of the things that we really concern ourselves with is that most tax advisors are very focused on today, reducing your tax bill today, which is, of course, is important. It's important what we do today, but it's also important what we do in our future. And because the writing's pretty much on the wall that our tax rates now are probably as favorable as they're going to be during our lifetimes.
For sure.
And so it's real important to just have the big picture approach. So one thing I would say is when you're meeting with your tax advisor, be sure to ask, if I implement the things that you're recommending I do this year, is it going to come at a cost to future years? Is this going to put me in higher tax brackets down the road? And, and make sure you have that big picture. And two, similarly, when you go in, let them know I'm concerned about future taxes as well as this year's taxes. So can we be what we call forward thinking? Can we do forward tax planning as well? So don't be afraid to ask those questions, and be sure you have a big picture as to how your planning now is going to impact tomorrow's planning as well.
I love those questions, because one of the things that I do realize is that I created a financial positioning criteria, and all that is asking what questions you should be asking yourself around your money. And then what questions do we get to ask financial professionals? And you just gave a couple of really awesome ones about future planning. So it's not all about the now and the instant gratification. When you think about what you're getting now, what is the cost of the future? And I love it, because as we become more forward thinking, these are the secrets of the wealthy. When I'm going to say middle income Americans say the wealthy people never share their secrets. Those were nuggets. Those were, and I'm going to say what happens. And I've done this myself, going through programs with millionaires and billionaires and studying and interning with their tax planners and tax strategists. That's one thing that I learned that most of us just didn't know. And a lot of times it was being presented to us because we didn't know what we didn't know. So I want to say thank you for those really precious nuggets right there. And I want to be able to have the audience know how they get to reach you. I mean, I have your website here at Wealth Cornerstone, so that they can reach out there, and they can reach out to you, Kristen Berman. And if they want to know more, or if they, don't know where to reach you and they don't get this down, they can go to mammaritamoney.com. But you too are going to be showing up on May Day and elaborating and speaking more on this.
Absolutely, because it's a huge topic, and it's something we could just go on and on about. Have you done this? Have you looked at that? And so we'll have a little bit more time to go into that as well.
Perfect. I love that. I can't even wait, because I know that no matter how much I know and how much I get in front of, professionals like yourself and even Cosimo, I learn every single time, or it reinforces what I already know, which means I get to know that I'm on the right path. Because a lot of times we don't even, I believe we're all on a highway to prosperity, but sometimes we just don't know. Like, are we doing the right thing? It's kind of like when you're driving, you're like, I haven't heard from the GPS in a while. You're on the right path. But this way we get the nuggets of knowing we're on the right
Absolutely
path. And when people want to reach out to you, I believe you offer a free consultation. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. So it's interesting that you mentioned the Power Zero movie. There's a book of the same name, and then there's a documentary movie, which is also super powerful. And we found that to be such a helpful education tool. We really love when our clients have viewed that before meeting with us, and then we do our consultation, and they have just so many more questions, and it really sets the stage. So our firm has purchased some streaming rights to the Power of Zero. So if you want to contact me, I'll be happy to share one of our streaming rights so you can watch it for free, and then follow up with a complimentary consultation to discuss how all of this may impact you, and how does that impact your strategic planning.
Oh my gosh, Kristen, thank you so much for being here. Our time's already up. I can't believe it. I knew it was going to go quick, but I hope everybody gets to join us on May Day. Check out Mama Rita Money. Check out the calendar. Sign up. Go to Eventbrite. Money Mastery May Day. We look forward to seeing you all there. I look forward to seeing you, Kristen. Thank you also for being a treasure in the world. All right. You take care and have a great night.
You too.